Hello, this is Betty. I'm going to try doing another screen painting. I've had so many requests. Everybody's been so nice and patient waiting on the old lady to do something. Anyway, so what I'm going to try to do today is I'm going to try to do a Christmas tree. I have gone ahead and put some gray paint on my screen so that it'll have a little bit of they call it a tooth to hold the other paint that I'm going to be putting on. So my little screen is perfect for a Christmas tree because it's in that same shape that we would need a Christmas tree. So this shouldn't be too difficult, but with me getting back into painting, that's what I kind of wanted, something that wasn't going to be too difficult, because you got to get the rhythm going again, you know. Okay, so looks like that's going on nicely, like I would like for it to. I did these on boards, and then a narrow board, and then on the other side I did a beach scene, which was kind of neat, and I used the beach scene in my bathrooms during the year, and then when it comes Christmas time, I can just turn my board over and use the Christmas one. Well, that looks like that's going to do pretty good. It seems like it's better with less paint than more paint. See how nicely that's going on this side, where the other side, I was having trouble with it getting caught in the holes. This would be an easy way to fool your neighbors that you got your Christmas tree all up and your Christmas shopping, Christmas all done. If you need to fool your neighbors. I don't know. Okay, there, see, that came out of that little hole. Now we're going to get down here near the bottom. I don't know whether I want any presents underneath the tree or not. That would depend on how much. I'm using Arteza paints, and this was just a mid-green that I put on. Now I'm looking for something with a little bit of a burnt umber, something for brown, so I can use, oh, this one may have, nope, there he goes. Something I can make for the bottom of the tree. And I'll just use the same old green brush. It ain't gonna hurt. And you're just going to make an indication that you got a tree down here, kind of like that. You could even go all the way up with it if you wanted to, and then we can always come back in with the different colored balls and stuff that we're going to hang on. I think I need a little bit more green down in here. See how this old brush, this is a ruffled up brush, and it separates, so that makes it nice for on the screen, and I'm not ruining any of my good brushes this way. Now see how that brown and green mixed together gives us a little depth in there, which that's nice too. Okay, let's lay it down here and see how it looks. See how it's going? You almost need a black color underneath it in order to see what you're painting, because this is the way it then, when you put it into your windows, the darkness in the windows will let the people outside see it. And my friends up in Baltimore, they really do their windows up nicely. And I think it's cool that they can paint something, put it in their windows, and not have to worry about anybody seeing through. Okay, that's the first step. Okay, I'm back to do a little bit more. I don't know whether the sun shining in the windows is going to make a difference or not. This is the board that I had mentioned in the last video that I had done. This is the beach scene that I hang up in my bathroom. And then when Christmas comes around, I just tip it around, and now I got my Christmas tree. And I hang it up this way, of course, on the wall for my Christmas tree. I thought you might enjoy seeing that. Okay, back to our painting. Now I'm going to paint a star on top of it. And I have outlined a little bit of a star, but not that much. Looks like my paint's all, well, we just won't use you then. He's all stuffy. I had a gold that I had gotten out, and I thought this star should be gold anyway, so let's see what the gold does for us. And now I'm switching to a smaller brush so that I can get in a little closer with a star. And my star, I got this little cup underneath here to help elevate it so that I can see it with the black underneath as well. Of course, the little clear cup helps you too. And there goes my little star on. Starting back in with something really simple because it's been a while since I've done any videos. And this is probably not going to be the quality of the ones you've seen before, because that was when my college grandchild was helping me. And now she's too busy with all the college. Okay, let's see what that little star looks like. I'm going to lay him down on the black a little bit. Yeah, he's looking pretty good. I've learned as I've been painting and watching other people's YouTubes that I think the mistake I make most of the time, of course it may not be with these screen paintings, is you should go over your paintings 1 or 2 times, because that way you'll catch anything that may be a problem otherwise. Now, I would like to put tinsel on this, or some popcorn or something like that, but that gets into details. See, I'm going back over this star just a little bit more, because once it dries a little bit, you can go back on it again. And of course, the brighter we get it on here, the brighter it's going to show up in our window. And I learned another trick too, though, that you can take and put some little rays coming out from it. And the way that I've seen people doing that is, this here's a little container of white I've got. I can just go into the white. And I still got some of that gold, so that'll be good. Maybe that gold, and get a little bit more of that gold in there. And they just take and make little rays coming out like this. And that gives you a couple little unevens, and it makes it look like that's really shining. I think I'm going to put some of just plain gold on mine. But now see, that's taking it away. The white really helps. Get in some white again. The white really helps you to see what's happening where. You ought to have some coming down on the tree a little bit too. There we go. Okay. So I think that's all I'm going to do with the, might put a little bit more on the center of the star. It looks like it's drying out pretty good. I might put another real bright dab of something in the middle of it. I'm not sure exactly why. If I want just the yellow, or if I want to go with mixing up something. This is a Indian yellow. Let's see if we can get some of it to come out. Yeah, look how bright that would be. That would be pretty, I think, in there. So I'm going to take a little bit of it and just put it in the middle of that. Don't want to clog up the screen. See, that's what happens. If you lift it up a little bit, then you can tap it down. Let's see if we can get a little bit of this out in here even. Okay, that's the star for now. So next thing, we're going to see how we can layer this tree. This tree I done on this board is kind of a help to me because I layered in white and I layered in all different colors. But I like this tree a little better that I'm painting on the screen because it's fuller. So we'll have to see just exactly how we're going to do with that. As long as I got the white out here, let's put a little bit of snow and get it going here. This will help us to defy these branches too. Look at that, just with a little bit of white paint. Of course, we'll end up putting a lot on them to I'm gonna turn it this way a little bit. It seems like I could make angles coming down better on that side than I can on this side. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Whoops. Looks like I got a lot of gold on my little cup, so I'm going to turn him over so he can go that way. Sometimes I think I make things harder than they actually are. Go down. Whoa, that was a big mistake. Got too much on there. Well, let's see if we can wipe it off though. Well, that might be just a little happy accident that we needed, as our friend Bob Ross always said. Look how nice that's putting that snow out there. And a little different pattern than what my brush was. So that's good. Kind of like that. That's just using a paper towel. All right. Paper towel's about worn out there. Now what I could do is I could come back in. Let's come back in with a little darker green. This is chromium green oxide. I just want a smidgen of it. These Arteza paints really are good for painting on the screen. See, then I can go back in there and still put some of my dark back in. And I like doing this over top of where we think the wood part would show through the tree, because then that almost gives us another, looks like another layer. See how it's coming up? I think I need a little bit up in here. Let's get a little bit of this brighter green too. Look how bright that looks over top of the white. That was something else that I've seen a lot of YouTube people doing, they'll put the white on first because it is an opaque color, and then they'll go back with other colors to highlight. See how that's doing on there with that green and that white? Really highlighting it nice. I kind of like that. And you're getting your lighter colors of shades in there. You may hear NASCAR in the background. I don't know whether they're going to pay me for plugging them or not, but my husband has to watch his NASCAR, so while I'm painting, he's watching his NASCAR. Okay, now I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. Maybe it's time now to put some different colored starter balls and stuff. I'm gonna have to get a little smaller brush, I think, than what I got. So I guess we'll take another little pause and I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Back to do some decorating the Christmas tree now. I did go find me a little smaller brush, but it is the bristle brush so that you can use it on the screen easily enough. And I went ahead and poured out some different color paints. I won't remember all their names, but there's a neon and a yellow and an orange. And this is 2 shades of red that I'm going to use. Okay, so what one we want to start with first? Let's go ahead and start with our red. It's such a nice, pretty, clear red, too. And I don't know, I always like to start at the top of the tree. And we'll just put one there. Maybe we'll put one here. I think I'm going to put it back up on my little cup, though, so it won't, so it doesn't clog up in the hole so much. Then see, you can do a little tapping motion. And when you do the little tapping motion, that looks like a little square, though. Oh, well, we'll do something else with it. Okay, and then we'll come down here and put one. And way down here have one. I don't know whether you all can see all the way down there, so I better move it up a little bit. Some people always put just one color on their tree. That's pretty, but I guess we only had so many little bulbs that we put on our trees when we lived in the country, and I'm fine with that. Just put on what we had. I do remember making popcorn and putting it on the trees, though. That was fun, too. Okay, and we'll put one more up here. Oops, got another one, didn't I? Another one of those little accidents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to have to put a couple more so we'll have a dozen in there. Maybe one out here. When you put it over that white, it gets brighter. Okay, so now we got some reds on. Let's rinse our brush. Make sure that you're seeing what I'm doing down here as well. Okay, now let's go in. I'm anxious to use this neon pink. Look how pretty that is. Wow. Maybe I should have saved it for just an accent in the red. Isn't it pretty? Okay. We won't put too much of it, maybe. It's hard to stop, though. Hard to stop. Okay. This is the easy way to decorate your tree, let me tell you. All right, so now let's go ahead and get some. That blue's kind of dry. I'm going to put a little water on him. I guess he was on the palette longer than the others. Okay, let's see if we can do some little blues now. If we really were patient, I guess we could go in here and paint little icicles and everything over here. Okay, now that got too wet, so I'm going to go back with the dry brush. That pounced it right out. I didn't want all those little holes to be full. Let's see if we can see them when we lay it down. Yeah, you can see a little bit. We'll put some more highlights on them. Let that blue dry out a little bit. Okay, now what next? I guess we need to get, that was something that was really neat, is the way they take this yellow and go around the lights. Make it look like they're all aglow. Let's see if we can do that with these. I'm only trying a few of them because it may not work. And I'll go back to my little stopper. That one's shining. See how it kind of makes them look shine up a little bit? Okay, now let's get into some orange and get some little orange balls in here too somewhere. Yeah, that's NASCAR in the background. I paint and he listens to his NASCAR races. We've been together 60-some years, so I guess it's working. He does his thing and I do mine. Hope it doesn't interfere with my painting too much though. Okay, now we're going to come back and tap those little orange ones in. Coming alive, isn't it? Looking pretty. Let's see if we can stick a little gold on some of these around them. That ought to give it a pretty shine. Some of my red little bulbs look like stars. I guess that's okay too. Let's get a little bit of darker red in here. Now we're getting a little bit more round. Seemed like they were awfully blobby. Looks like I'm getting them in a row here. Looks like buttons. Guess I need to do something a little different. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit more white out. Get really pink now with the pink that was left in my brush, but that's all right. these little dark spots, that's a good place for the pink. I don't really think you can have too many Christmas bulbs on a tree. I may be wrong, but I don't think so. Okay. Looking pretty good, I think. Might put a little bit more snow on it. But I don't want to cover it over with snow. I wonder if I could splatter some snow like we do on regular paintings. I better try it someplace else. It's splattering, but I don't really like the way it's doing it. I think I like being able to do it myself. Let's see what we can do, if we can lay some snow in here around these. This is a little fan brush, and I had a lot of paint on it, so I was trying to flick that out into the limbs, but I think it does better if you just go ahead and daub it on yourself. See, there he is, getting some snow on him. Let's see, I think I need a little bit of white up in here. Not a lot, just a little bit. Of course, it goes right on through my screen. See how it's doing that? Now this little brush works good, because it's a bristly brush too, but it's good for doing the little snows. Okay, well now I want this to be outside, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pile up a little bit of snow down here at the bottom too. So, see how it's getting in those holes? But if you just tap, 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 sometimes you can get it out of there. Those people in Baltimore had to be patient, I guess, with doing this. I don't know whether they did all of their windows or if they just did the ones in the alleyway where they didn't want people to look in, or they didn't have enough curtains to put up, or just exactly what. I'm from a large family, and we had some hard times, so I can understand. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with that little Christmas tree. I'll have to take it and put it in a window and let you see how it turned out. Oh, before I do that, let me see if I can get some wee little tiny, whoops, broke my brush, wee little tiny blue dots up here, and that would make it look like some little stars. Let's see what we can do. Well, they may not look like stars, but we can say they're stars. Crazy little brush wants to pull apart all the time. Okay, now let's see what we can do with a few of these little things. Maybe I should have done that first, since how that sticks so much better on the paints. more structure there. Let's see what we can do. There he looks like a star. I used all of that gold that I had there. Maybe I just need a little bit of, do I need a little bit of yellow? That'll make green if I'm not careful. Okay, we'll call them snowflakes or stars or whatever, but I think I'm done with it. Although I'm still kind of wanting to put a little bit of a swirl around the bulbs like I did in this one. It just doesn't want to do the same with when you're doing a window screen. Let's see if we can do a little bit more. There's some of that. There, that's making him pop a little bit. Look at that. I think that does make a difference. Just a little swipe of white. Well, we know it's snowing out there, and they got to be getting on the bulbs as well as our tree. Don't want any of it to hang in there, though. Now I'm kind of losing my star glow up there. I'd have to go back in and put a little bit more of that. There we go. Look at that. See what I'm saying about you quit sometimes too soon. We need to do a little bit finishing touch. I think I like that star a little brighter. How's that? Oh, I see something else we didn't do. We didn't pile up any shadows down here near the trunk. Let's see what we can do with that. We need a little bit of brown. And we'll put some shadows down here in the snow. It's funny how just the little things like that really makes a difference in your painting. I found so many good painters to watch that I find myself watching more than painting, so. That look okay? Let's see. Pretty big down here. Let's see if I can. Funny how just a little bit of paint, you can change it right back. It's not so big. Oh, you know what else we could do? We could just take a little bit of green in here. Let's see what we can do with that and bring us some more little green leaves down there. My green's about dried up though. Well, that looks like a mess, doesn't it? I like the way it sparkles in those little screen holes though. Okay, and then we'll go with this little brush. It's got some good little bristles on it. And just tap those little holes out. I have seen other people doing some of these, and everybody's got their own technique, but I like it when you can do it right onto the screen and you can tap the little holes out and make it ready for. Now look what I've done. It looks like I've taken all of my little brown out. Okay, we'll just put a little brown back in. There we go. How's that? All right, I'm quitting for sure this time. Hope you like it. This is Betty of Betty's Odd Treasures. Continue to watch me, please, and give me the thumbs up, and I will continue to paint a little bit more regular than I have been. Sorry it's been so long. Okay, take care. Okay, finally got it to come in on my back door. I think it looks pretty darn good. See them stars up there at the top? I hope you're not seeing my reflection. This has been fun. Be sure to watch Betty's Odd Treasures screen painting. And thanks so much.